Okay, can see already, right? So just now you told me it's pie chart and also bar chart. So there's another one that you have done whereby you have two bars that come together. We call it the dual bar chart. Remember that, class?
Yes.
Yes, huh? Okay, so today we are going to carry on with another two types of data representation. So you can see from here, okay, all together we are going to learn all the 7 data representation over here. The first one, we have done it, the pie chart. So I let you see, this is the pie chart that you have learned. And then the second one, that is the bar chart. So just to recall back your memory, the bar chart. And then the next one that we are going to learn today is the line graph. Okay, so from the word line graph over here, can you imagine what the graph look like? What will it look like? From the word line, of course, we have straight line, right? The line. Okay, so you look at the line graph. This is what we so-called the line graph. This is a line over here. So we are going to do this today. We are going to draw the line graph today. And then the next one that we are going to learn is the dot plot. So again, from the word dot plot, what do you think that the dot plot will contain?
Dots.
Yes, very good, the dot. So it will look something like this. You see, there are many dots over here. Okay, so after this, we still have 3 more to go. So today we are going to cover these 2 here first. There is the line graph and also the dot plot. So right now we are going to go through what is a line graph here. Okay, this is the definition of a line graph over here. A line graph is a data representation used to display changes of data over a period of time. So you can see on the graph over here, we have changes of data over a period of time. Okay, this is representing 15 million over here. This one is 25 and so on. Okay, the data is represented by points which are connected in a straight line. So these are all the points. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 points over here, and they are connected in a straight line. Okay, now to draw or construct a line graph over here, we have 4 steps. The first step is you draw the horizontal and the vertical axis on a grid. So we call this horizontal. Okay, you just remember horizon. Horizon meaning that's the place where the sun comes out every morning, right? So horizontal is this line, horizontal line, or mendata. And then we have a vertical line. This is called the vertical axis. Okay, so you draw the horizontal and vertical axis on the grid. So this is the grid that is formed out from the square grid line. Next thing, choose a suitable and uniform scale for both axes. So for both of the axes, you have to think of a suitable scale. So for this one, they use the first plot over here, 2011, and then the difference is 2 boxes each to represent it. After that, on the vertical axis, also 2 boxes to represent the distance or the difference of 10. So 2 boxes, another 10, 2 boxes, another 10. So you got to make sure when you form up the axis, when you write the scale later on, they must be uniform. So it is very important for this word. If it is not uniform, then you are not going to get the graph correct. Okay. After that, after you have draw and choose the suitable uniform scale, then you have to label the axis. So this axis, the horizontal axis here, it is labeled with the year. And then the vertical axis is the profit with the unit in million RM. Okay. After that, you plot the points and connect the point in the straight line. So plot all the points given in the table later on. We are going to do that. After that, you just connect it using a ruler. So remember, all of this, you have to use pencil to do it. Okay, don't use pen to draw the line or anything. Just use pencil and make sure your pencil is sharp enough to plot the correct point. Okay, let us look at the next step. So after you plot the point and connect it, the last one, write down the title of the line graph. So as always, as you have done your pie chart and also your bar graph, you write down the title, right? So what is the title over here?
Profits of maju company.
Yes, very good. Profits of maju company. What is the meaning of profit? Dalam bahasa Melayu dipanggil apa? Apa?
Keuntungan.
Bagus. Keuntungan. Okay, so you have a smart tips over here. You just bear in mind for a line graph. Okay, the horizontal axis usually represents the time. So just now, our time that is represented is the year, right? 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. And the vertical axis usually represents a frequency value. Frequency means the number of times it occurs. So just now, our frequency value over there is represented using the profit. That is the amount of money over here. Okay, remember this part, the horizontal bar is always used to represent the time. Okay, now we are going to try to draw the line graph over here using all the 4 steps given. So I've copied down all the 4 steps over here on the right also. Let me see whether it's here or not. Oh, it's not here. Okay, never mind. You just remember the 4 steps. Okay, look at example 6. This one is in your book. If you want to refer, it is on page 271. Okay, the table shows the temperature of a patient over a particular period of time. So it shows the temperature. Okay, and you have to construct a line graph to represent the data and justify the appropriateness of the data representation. So there are few things that you have to do over here. First, you need to construct a line graph. After that, you need to justify the appropriateness. There are 2 tasks that you need to do. So first of all, we are going to construct a line graph. To construct a line graph, we have to draw what? The 2 things that we have to start with the steps. Do you still remember? The horizontal axis and the vertical axis, this one. Okay, draw the horizontal and the vertical axis. Remember these 2. After that, you just choose a suitable scale. So first thing over here, I'm going to draw my horizontal axis. Okay, so for example, I'm going to use the black color over here. Make sure you use ruler, and then make sure when you draw, you use the correct, you have to draw on top of the grid line. Not at the side of the grid line. Make sure it's on top of the grid line exactly. So I'm going to draw my horizontal line. After that, my vertical line. So this one is not really precise yet, so I have to make sure it's really on top of my grid line. Okay, now it's on top already. Okay, done. So make an arrow pointing to the top, or pointing to the north, and then this one pointing to the right. Make sure there's no arrow to the left or to the bottom. Okay, I've told you before, we only have 2 arrows that is pointing to the north and also pointing to the right. So after that, you have to choose a suitable scale to represent the horizontal axis over here. Okay, and then remember, horizontal axis usually represent what? If you are given a time and the temperature over here, the horizontal axis will represent which one? Yes, Madam Chiam, you can. I did my recording also. Class, so the horizontal axis represent what? Any idea? Hello? Do you get me just now?
Yes, the temperature.
Not the temperature. The horizontal axis usually represent the time. Okay, remember, it is the time. This part. So you bear in mind now, okay, I have to enlarge this part. You have to bear in mind this thing over here. For a line graph, the horizontal axis usually represents the time. So when you are given a table, you look for the time first. Which one is the time? And then you represent it using the horizontal axis. And then the vertical axis usually represent the frequency value. Okay, so now we go back to our question just now. Okay. Time and temperature. So which one should I choose for the horizontal axis right here? Very good. It's time. Okay, and then you look at the time. It is quite a uniform number over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we just follow exactly. Okay. So on the axis over here, usually the crossing line here, it is the origin. So we will label it with the value of O. After that, you need to make sure you choose a correct scale. So for me over here, I think I'm going to use 2 or 3 to represent 1. If I use 3 boxes to represent 1, I won't be able to finish every value that I have over here. So I think I'm going to reduce it a bit, becomes 1, 2 represent 1. So 2 represent 1. So make sure you make all the marking, represent 1, not represent 2. When I said 2, I write down 2. I cannot coordinate with my brain already. So 2 over here. So make sure you make this marking. You cannot just label everything like this without the marking. If you didn't do the marking, the examiner cannot see, or the teacher cannot see which one is representing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So you see mine over here is not enough also, right? So what do you do if it is not enough? We have to extend the line if it is not enough. So I have to write it off over here, and then I need to extend so that I can include my number 10 in there. Okay, so I go back. Also make sure when you draw the line, you really continue from the previous one. I make it a bit longer. So done with my arrow and number 10 here. Mark correctly, yeah? Okay, I need to lay flat a bit. So this part representing the, what again? The time, right? Okay, the time is in what? The time is in AM. So I'm going to write down. You can write down on the right hand side or at the bottom. It's up to you. So for me, because my right hand side is a bit squeezy over here, I'm going to write down on the bottom. Time in AM. Okay, so horizontal bar is done. This is the horizontal axis. Not horizontal bar. Okay, vertical axis, I'm going to continue. So right now we have 37.8, 37.9, 38.2, up to 37.5. Now, can somebody tell me which one is the biggest value? Which one is the biggest value among all? Can you see? 38.4, yes, very good. And then which one is the smallest value? Can you get it?
37.4.
37.4? No, right? There's no 37.4. 37 point?
37.5.
Yes, 5. Good. So the reason I asked you to find out the highest value and the lowest value so that we can adjust the proper scale that we are going to include over here. So make sure we can include all the value from 37.5 to 38.4 here. So you see the value range around 30 something, right? So in our graph over here, I'm going to make a squiggle. What is a squiggle? Squiggle is something like this. Something in zigzag form. Okay, this is to display that not all the value that exists on the number line used on the graph over here. So we cannot, we are going to use the squiggle over here to represent it. So how to do that? I'm going to rub off the 2 boxes here in front, the axis over here, and then I'm going to replace it with the squiggle. Okay, part of it like this. So you see how I do it? Usually it go down first, go up, go down. So you have to practice this. It is like this, a straight line. Go down first, go up, go down to the same level. You see, it's the same level. You have to start here and then you end at the same level and then you continue with the straight line. So make sure you got it right and finish it within 2 boxes like this. Okay, then we can continue with our first reading already. The first reading over here. Should I start with 37.5? If I start with 37.5 over here, what do I do for the next one? We have to figure out carefully for the scale. So you see, I have 37.5, 37.6, 37.9, 37.8, 37.9, 38.2, 38.4. So roughly, I have in mind already what am I going to do. I don't want to represent each of the box using 1 unit each, because this is a decimal over here. So I'm going to use 37.4 first. I'm going to use 37.4 over here. And each box to represent 0.2 degree. So this is 37.4. This one will be 37 point, let me think, because I need to put 37.5. So I can put 37.5 here. So the next one will be 37.6. Yes. After that, let us mark everything. I think it should be enough. 37.8. 38. So if it is one decimal place, I'm going to put 38.0. Okay, so that it looks standardized. If you have two decimal places, then you just put 38.00. Okay, this is 38.2. Enough or not? Not enough, right? Because we have the highest value, which is 38.4. So I'm going to add another one here. That is 38.4. So after you label all the number on the scale over here, we are going to label it. So label directly using the word temperature. You can label up here, you can label at the side. So I'm going to label up here, write down temperature. So the unit is degrees Celsius. Okay, we have done both the axis already. So that is the first step. That is the second step, because we also done with the scale. Okay, again, this is called what? This is called squiggle. So squiggle is for the use whereby all the value that exists on the number line is not being used. So you see, we don't have 20, we don't have 10. That's why we use a squiggle over here to start with the value. It's a break, okay, something like a break. Now, the third step, we are going to plot the points and connect the point. So first one, you look at the first one, 1 a.m. The temperature of that patient is 37.8. So number 1 over here, the patient's temperature 37.8 over here. So I'm going to plot using a cross like this. You can plot using a dot, but I don't prefer a dot. I prefer a cross usually because I can see clearer. Okay, so just use a cross or an X like that. After that, second, the 2 a.m. is 37.9. So his temperature is increasing to 37.9. So where is 37.9? This is 37.8. 37.9 is here. Okay, so I plot it here. And then 3 a.m. it increased again, 38.2. So from the 3 a.m. over here, okay, check again, 38.2. Increase, It's a fever already, After that, 4 a.m., 38.4. So 4 over here, you refer to 4 and then you go up straight by following the line. So 38.4 is right here. Followed by, how much is the next one?
38.2.
Yes, 38.2. So 5 o'clock, 38.2. Now I mark it. Next one, 6 o'clock. What is the reading?
37.9.
Okay, very good. 37.9 is here. So it's dropping now. Feeling better. Now 7 o'clock. What is it? Still the same, right? 37.9. Thank you. And we continue. We have 3 more to go. 8 o'clock. What is the reading? Yes, 0.6 is here. So make sure you choose it correctly. When you read the value, make sure you don't read sideways. Some of you might plot wrongly. Once you plot wrongly, you are going to get a -1 mark. Okay, so make sure you plot correctly for all the values that you have. So 9 o'clock, also the same, 37.6. What about 10 o'clock? What is the value?
37.5.
37.5. Okay, it's lower down already. Okay, so it's lower down, 37.5. Okay, so we have done all the plotting. What do we need to do next?
Make a line.
Yes, very good. Make a line. So underline it. If you look at the graph that I've given to you, they draw it using pink color, right? So that one is just for you to, the illustration just for you to see, oh, it looks very nice, but you don't use pink color or red color. You use pencil, so everything is in gray color. So make sure you draw, connect it from the center of the cross to the center of the cross. Okay? It must be precise. If you did it wrongly, then you rub it off and replot and draw again. So like this, it must be precise. Okay, next one here. I have to turn my laptop here. It's a bit time consuming to adjust this one. If you have a double line like mine just now, if it is not clear, also you have to rub it off, erase and redraw again. This one is going down the same here. This one a bit more. Okay, so make sure it's everything connected. So, oh sorry, I forgot I have 2 more plots over there. So sorry, you have to join from plot to plot following the time. I didn't see it just now because it was covered by the ruler. Okay, so we have to redraw one more time here to connect it. So this one going down. This one is a straight line here. I just draw everything first. If the cross has been erased, you have to fill it up again later on. Don't just let it be like that. Okay, done. Then this one maintain the same. Okay, finally. So you see the cross? Just now I erased off already. Make sure you fill it back nicely. Cross it back. Okay, so it is done. Now, the last step, you have to write down the what?
Justify.
No, not yet. For the graph yet.
Title.
Very good, title. So title, you can get it from the a question over here. The table shows the temperature of a patient. So the temperature of a patient, this part over here. You either write down the same title, the temperature of a patient, or you can make it nicer. How to make it nicer?
Padam X.
Not Padam X. How to make the title nicer, the temperature of a patient? Are we going to write down the temperature of a patient over here, or we can make it nicer with a nice shorter word and direct to the point? Maybe we can start with the word patient.
Patient's temperature.
Very good. Patient's body temperature. Okay, so directly when the people look at the title over there, they will know that you are referring to the patient's body temperature. So you use the first, you capitalize the first letter like this, so that it refers to the title. Okay, so patient's body temperature. Sometimes to make it nicer, you can just underline your title like this. Okay, and make sure it's on top of the graph, not like mine, because mine is already a bit squeezy over here. So try to write it on top of your graph so that your graph look nicer. Okay, so we have done the graph over here. You already said that we have another task to do, that is to justify the appropriateness. So in the previous lesson, we learned to justify the pie chart and also the bar graph already, right? So we were mentioning that the pie chart or the bar graph is suitable for comparing, right? Comparing, I asked you to memorize the word that is for us to compare. But this line graph is not compare anymore. It's not a comparison. Okay, this line graph is for displaying. So to do that, I'm going to show you how to justify the appropriateness. This graph or this line graph is suitable for displaying. You start with these words. Okay, this line graph is suitable for displaying. Okay, now it's displaying. So displaying what? You are going to refer to the horizontal line. So this is the time, right? And then this part is the temperature. So it is suitable for displaying the changes in the patient's temperature or in the patient's body temperature over a period of how many hours over here?
10 hours.
Yes. So
10 hours.
correct. Very good. So the justification over here, you just need to something like you mention everything that is displayed on the graph over here. What is it used for? So this line graph is suitable for displaying the changes. Oops, sorry. Changes in a patient's body temperature over a period of 10 hours. Okay, so we have done the justification. Okay, do you have any problem over here? Most of the word you just follow lah, huh? The line graph is suitable for displaying what, and then it follows your line graph given, and then you need to look for the duration of the time or the range of the time and the temperature. If it is not temperature, so you just replace it over here. Okay, so now let us discuss this part here. Discuss whether a line graph is suitable for predicting data trends. Suitable or not, class? Suitable or not? For example, our graph over here. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. For those who say yes, raise up your hand. Let me see how many of you agree that we can predict data trend using it. Raise up your hand. If there are somebody that didn't raise up their hand, meaning that they are not paying the attention, maybe? Or they say a no over there. Okay, how many of you raise up your hand? 22, raise up your hand. The rest? No. Okay. You can't raise hand. Oh, got problem, is it? Okay, 23. Okay, thank you. So let us see whether it is suitable to predicting data trends or not. Okay, now for example, this is a body temperature of a patient. For example, right now, I'm going to predict at 11 hour. Can you predict at the 11 a.m. over here? What is his temperature of this patient? Can you predict? Can or not? We can predict, right? Do you know how to predict? For example, I'm going to use the ruler and then I'm going to extend the last line here at the back.
7.4.
Ah, somebody got the answer already. Very good. So, after I remove my ruler over here, I can see the reading at 11 a.m. You can see this is the reading here. It is equal to 37.4 degrees Celsius. So, we can predict, okay, the data trends using a line graph. So, the first one is correct, yes. And then, if you look at the second one here, the line graph is suitable for showing clearly the fluctuation of the data before and after a certain point of time. Fluctuation of the data meaning that you can see whether the data going up or going down from the line graph. Can or not? Can or not?
Yes.
Yes, it is a yes. Why? Because you can see from here in between these two, okay, the data, the value of the temperature is increasing, going up. And then from 2 to 3 a.m., it goes up, okay? It goes up again at 4 and then go down. So this is called the fluctuation. It goes up and down. So we can see the fluctuation is very clear, okay? It's showing clearly the fluctuation. So besides the line graph to show the patient's body temperature over here, can you tell me what are other types of the trends that we can use the line graph to represent? Besides showing the body temperature, line graph can be used for what? Any example?
For money.
For what again?
Profit.
Profit, yes, can. Profit.
Business profit.
Business profit, very good. Any others?
Sea level.
Sea level, yes, correct. And then the trend right now, we are having our COVID-19. Can we use that?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yes, right. Like Sarawak, yesterday we have 1,503 cases. Previous day, we have 1,413 cases. So, from 1,413, it increased to 1,503. So, we can represent this using the line graph for all the days over there. Okay, so line graph is suitable for us to predict data trends and also showing clearly the fluctuation of the data before and after a certain point of time. Okay, so you understand the use of the line graph or not, class?
Yes.
Yes, huh? So now, just now I asked you to get ready a piece of grid paper, right? In the beginning of the class before we start the lesson. So let's try this out. You have your paper with you. Right now, I'm going to ask you to draw the first step. That is to draw the horizontal and vertical axis on the grid. So look at the question here. The table below shows the average annual salary of a salesman in 5 years. So you can see this one, the average salary, and the year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Okay. Construct a line graph to represent the data. So first step, draw the horizontal and vertical axis. So on your grid paper, everyone draw your vertical and horizontal axis. Later on, you show me after we did the first plotting. So you draw your axis first. You draw, and if you can show me, I'm going to write down. I'm going to jot down in your group. Remember, you have your quiz group before. There is one group that haven't get any mark for that. I read the name of that one group, so make sure you try to get a mark for today. Group 4. Dayang Nogis, Evanissa, Gabriela, Naifa, Aina, and also Sharifa. So a lot of you are here today. Make sure you get a point for your group. Try to grab that opportunity. Have you done your horizontal axis and vertical axis?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I give you time. After you have done your horizontal and vertical axis, I want you to choose a suitable and uniform scale for both of the axes and you label it. So I want to see you label your axis, both of the axes. I give you about 1 minute. I think 1 minute should do. Okay, anyone who have done?
Me.
Okay, let me see. Oh, Ismahani, so fast you also plot everything. Hold on, I make it bigger to see. 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, Ismahani, you forgot your squiggle. And then, can I see your arrow, both the arrow on top and at the side? Okay, yes, correct. Average salary, you forgot the unit. The unit is how much? RM, right?
Yes.
Yes, and then the right hand side, can I see the year? Okay, the year, you put it in the middle next time, or you put it at the end of your horizontal axis. Okay, and you forgot your squiggle. So again, one more thing, you use 3 boxes in the beginning to represent how much. So your scale is not very uniform. If possible, you use 2 boxes each for the vertical axis. Sharifa, you may go. Okay, Ismahani, so you have to redo for that vertical axis. So make sure later on when I give you the exercise, you do it correctly. Okay, next person. Ismahani has done it. Next person. So Ismahani got the mark for the group 3. Tiffany, okay, let me see. Average salary, RM, correct. You move down. Let me see your axis. Move down. Okay. Your vertical axis is not uniform, Tiffany. You see, your vertical axis You move to your vertical axis. I can't see your vertical axis. Yes, that's the part. You use 2 boxes to represent 2,200, right? After that, 1 box to represent 2,000. How much? So make sure, 100. So the value is not correct. It's actually increasing. It should be 2,200, 2,300, 2,400. So make sure your vertical axis, it must be uniform and the scale must be correct. So yours is not correct, you have to rub it off. Let me see your horizontal axis down there. Not yet. Horizontal axis. Okay, you use 2 boxes, after that 4 boxes. At the back, can I see the back? You move further. Okay, so far your horizontal axis still acceptable. Okay, move it down. Later on, I'll let you know what to do. Okay, Tiffany done. What about the rest? I want to check a few more. Okay, Olympia. Michelle, you wait for a while. Olympia. Okay, Olympia, you forgot your origin and also your squiggle because you start with 2,100, right? So you label your origin and your squiggle, Olympia. Okay. Let me see Olympia. Olympia is in group 3. Oh, group 3 got 2 marks already. And then Michelle. Okay, hold on. Yes, Michelle, you got the squiggle. Very good. But yours is not very clear. I can't see clearly. But so far, it looks fine. It looks fine. Okay, it looks fine. Thank you, Michelle. Next, any more want to show me? Alicia. Okay, Alicia. Alicia, did you draw the squiggle?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Your squiggle is not very accurate, You have to practice more on that. The rest so far, yes, it's fine. Thank you. So, just now is Alicia, right? Alicia, group
Yes.
2. Okay. Next, Camelia, where's yours? Okay, Camelia, hold on, I enlarge it to see. Camelia, your pencil is a bit light. You have to use the darker lead. Not very clear. I can't see clearly, but roughly it looks fine. It looks fine. You label your axis, the vertical axis. Move it more to the left, because it's too much to the center already. It looks like the title already. So you move it to the left, Camelia. Your vertical axis. Okay, thank you, Camelia. Anybody else can let me see so that I can help you up? Oh, it's Mahani, you post it where?
Not me, Winnie.
Oh, Winnie. Winnie post it to the Telegram. Okay, I'll look at it. Now let's see this one. Habib. Doesn't matter, you try. Now is the time that we try. So you let me see where is your mistake. So I can correct it for you. Okay, let me check in Telegram for a while. Winnie. Winnie, you didn't use grid line, or you use okay, here I present it to you all so that you can see also. Okay, it's a bit small. Okay, this is Winnie's work. Winnie, you forgot the origin, you forgot the squiggle, and then if possible, you make everything 2 boxes or 2 parts each, including the squiggle over here. Make it 2 lines each, like yours over here. Okay, so that it is standardized. This one, the origin, and then the year so far look fine. Average salary, the unit is RM, so bracket RM. Okay, so that's all. So this is Winnie. No, Winnie is in which group?
3.
Group 3. Yes, group 3. Good. Group 3 already have 3 marks. Okay, let's look at Shazira. Shazira's work, you are using a line paper also. You forgot the squiggles, Shazira. And then if you look at your line, it's not on top of the grid line. There are double line can be seen over here. So you need to rub this off, and then you have to draw the line precisely on top of the line that you have. Average salary in bracket RM, write down the unit. Okay, so far the rest is fine. So Shazira done. Shazira is in which group, Shazira? Let me see. Oh, first group, Shazira. Okay. So who else want to let me see? I stop presenting. It's Mahani. Okay, it's Mahani again. Yes, your squiggle is correct already. But then you need to rub off the one at the side of the squiggle. It's not clean enough. Okay, let's look at Kathleen. Kathleen, yes, correct. Yeah, so far look correct. Yes, Kathleen, good one. Kathleen. And then Habib, let's see yours, Habib. Habib, you remove your cat already, Habib, your squiggle not very correct. You have to refer. Later on, you will see how I do it. Your squiggle. Yours is the other way around. Your horizontal axis correct. Let me see your vertical axis. Your vertical axis. Okay, your vertical axis also correct. Only your squiggle. Thank you, Habib. Habib, you are in first group. Okay. Next. Who's next? Queen. Okay. Queen, let me see yours. Queen. Timothy then. Timothy. You can just present directly, 3 of you. Just show it to me directly on the screen. Timothy. Hey, what happened, Timothy? Lost. Oh, okay. You're using pen, Don't use pen, Timothy. Use pencil. You forgot your origin, the 0, and also the squiggle. And then your scale is not very uniform on the vertical axis, because from the 0, you start with 1 box. After that, 2 boxes to represent the difference of 200. So the beginning part is not correct of your vertical axis. You have to do corrections over there. The rest is fine, Timothy. Okay, so Timothy done. Next one, Kaironisa just now. And also Queen, yes, just open up your camera and show it to me. Queen? Oh, you sent through Telegram. Okay, I'll check it from here. Telegram. And also Queen, you can open up your camera and let me see. Kaironisa, your problem also with the squiggle. The squiggle. Yeah, the squiggle only, Kaironisa. So later on, for the next one, you make sure you do it correctly lah, Okay, Queen, let me see yours. Okay, so far it looks fine. Let me see your vertical axis, Queen. Your vertical axis. Your squiggle is correct, your vertical axis. So you move it to the left a bit or move it to your right. I want to see your whole vertical axis. Move it down a bit. Yes. Average edge. That's not the edge, average salary. Your label is wrong. Average salary in RM. So you change that. Okay, Queen? Yes. Habib, okay, move. Let me see Habib's one. Yeah, let me see your squiggle, Habib. Just now it's about your squiggle. Okay, it looks better now. How about your label on top of your vertical axis? On top of it. Let me see on top of it. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, you can put it down. Okay, most of you have done it. I'm sure we can't finish checking everybody's work. So now I'm going to, okay, Queen, let me see yours for the final time. Average salary. Yes, that's correct already, Queen. Thank you. You can put it down already. Okay, the rest you refer over here. I'm going to show you how I do it. Some of you already finished plotting. That's very good. Actually, I just want to see your vertical axis and also your horizontal axis only. Okay, but you have done everything. So never mind. Okay, this is what I have over here. Okay, this is what I mean. You look carefully. Make sure it is standard. If you use two boxes to represent the difference of 1 year, 2012, also use two boxes over here. So that everything is standardized. 2013 after two boxes, 2014, and so on. So it's standardized. Same over here, the squiggle, you use two boxes. Start with year 2000. Sorry, not year, the average salary 2000, or you can start directly with 2002, 2004, 2006, 2008, and 3000 also can. If you start with 2000, then you just make sure after two boxes is 2002. You can also use 2001, but you got to make sure it fits into your graph later on. Okay, so this is what I have. The squiggle, some of you still don't know how to do the squiggle. It's a straight line before that. Then it goes down first, go up to the middle, go up, straight, go down. So you have to practice this. Down, up, down. Okay, it goes back to the same line. You see, it goes back to the same vertical line. So you need to practice more on it. Okay, let's finish everything. So I'm going to finish the plotting. I know that some of you already finished the plotting just now. 2012 is 2200. So it's 2200. This is the plot. 2013 is 2300. This is the plot. 2014 is 2500. This is the one. Year 2015 is 2600. And then year 2016 is 2800. Okay, so after you finish everything, use your ruler. I'm going to make it fast, so I use freehand right now. Cannot use freehand. If use freehand, minus mark. So that's all for this graph. Okay, you have any more question about the line graph, class?
No.
No more?
No, madam.
Okay, so we move to another one. Hopefully you still remember the dot plot. Okay, let us look at dot plot. This is new to you, I think. But it is very interesting to draw the dot plot. So let's see. A dot plot shows the distribution of data on a number line. So you can see this is the number line over here. It shows the distribution of data. The data are either clustered around certain values or spread out evenly on a number line. So clustered around certain value, it can be like this. It clustered around 54. Or spread out evenly on a number line. So this is spread out evenly on a number line, this one here. Dot plot can help us to visualize data patterns, draw inferences, and make decisions. So we can visualize the data pattern, and then we can draw conclusion, and then you make decision from the dot plot. Okay. Dot plot can also detect unusual observation. That is the extreme value in the data. What is extreme value? Extreme value? It is a value that appears which is far away from the rest, like this one. We have the value in the range about 60 something to 90 over here. Suddenly pop up another value here, which is 42. So this is called the extreme value. If there is an extreme value in the data, we may need to investigate further to find out the cause for the unusual observation. So we have to find out what caused it. What happened to the extreme value? Why it is here? Okay, so this is about dot plot. Let us look at the steps to construct dot plot. So to construct a dot plot, First, we draw a horizontal number line that covers the range of the given data. So the range means you need to find out the smallest and also the biggest value. Later on, you find out the difference. Okay, which means the biggest value, you minus the smallest one to get the range. Okay, the second step is you plot the individual data with the dot over the values on the number line. So the red dot that you see just now, that is the dot. After that, write down the title. So this is always the last one, the title. Okay, now we look at the question here. The duration of dental treatment in minutes provided by a dentist to 14 patients is as shown below. So these are the time of the dental treatment of 14 patients. We represent the data in a dot plot and justify the appropriateness of the data representation. So here, first thing, you need to draw the horizontal line. But before that, I will advise you to find out the range first. So to find out the range, here, you need to determine the smallest and the biggest value. Which one is the smallest value, class?
17.
Yes. Which one is the biggest?
25.
Very good. 25 is the biggest. Okay, so in between these two, we have to use 25 minus 17. How much is 25 minus 17? How much?
8.
8, correct. We will have to divide the horizontal line into 8 equal parts. Okay, so I'm going to do like this to make it faster. 8, right? So I'm going to make the marking like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that I can include everything. And make sure you use pencil. I use the orange color just now because of my color here. I didn't change. So draw using the ruler of your horizontal line. You move down here. Again, like you did your line graph. Make sure it is clear enough. So do like this. Now the arrow is on both sides because this is number line. It's not like the line graph just now. The arrow is on top and at the right hand side only. This one occur on both sides. So we are going to start with the lowest value, that is 17. And then 18, 19, 20. You see I'm squeezing over here. So if it's squeezing, it doesn't look very clear to write down my number. You can adjust your scale, becomes 2 boxes to represent 1. So for example, I write it off. I use 2 boxes to represent 1. So this will be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It must be on top of the line, 23, 24, 25. Okay, I need to redraw my line here. Done. Arrow. So I have done already. The next thing we are going to plot. So when you are plotting, you start and then you try to cancel the dot, the number that you have done. For example, 17. Only 117, right? So the dot you are going to do like this. You start with the dot. Okay, it is up to you any way you want to start. You want to start here also can. So I start here. After that, maybe I start from the beginning 23. So I cancel 23. I'm going to draw my plot here. So next one is 24. So I draw my plot. I cancel it so that you don't repeat it. 24 again. So I'm going to do it here. Cancel it. Then 22. Go to 22. Draw the dot. Cancel it. And then 21. So this is 21. Cancel. 24 again. This one, 24, cancel it. 21. Next one. Cancel it. 25. Here. Cancel it. Make sure all the dot is almost the same size. 23 now. Cancel. 24. Cancel. 22. Cancel. 25. Cancel. 23. Last one. So we finish everything already. If you want to check, You can check because we have 14 patients over here. So you check whether you have 14 dots or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes. Okay, so it's done already. It's the same thing. Whenever you have a line like this, you need to label. What is this? What is this represent? 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 until 25. What is this? This is the
time.
Very good. It is the time in minutes. So you label it as time and then bracket minutes. Lastly is we need to write the title. Okay, so you finish everything, you write down the title. What is a suitable title to represent this question here? You can see from here, the duration of dental treatment in minutes provided by a dentist. So can we choose duration of dental treatment?
Yes.
Yes, right? So we just write down in capital letter for each of the word, duration of no need to capitalize, dental treatment. So we have done our title also. Okay, so this is dot plot. Now let us discuss the dot plot for a while. Here, discuss whether a dot plot is suitable for illustrating the data frequency. Suitable or not? Data frequency means that the number of occurrence over here, the number of data. For example, 24 minutes, there are 4 patients. Is it suitable to representing the data frequency using the dot plot? What do you think, class? Suitable or not? Yes, or no? What about the rest? Those who say yes, raise up your hand. Let me see how many of you. 5 only? 7 say yes. The rest mean no. Okay, thank you. You may lower down your hand. So the answer is actually a yes. Because you can see from here directly, 25 minutes, there are 2 patients using the duration of 25. And then 1 patient is 17 minutes. Okay, so this one actually, it is suitable to illustrating the data frequency. Now the second point here. Is it suitable to display a large amount of data? Suitable or not? When you have a large amount of data, for example, you have 100 patients. No, right? Because you won't have enough space to, for example, 100 patients using the same duration of time 24. You see, you cannot plot up to 100 dot over here. So this is a not. Okay, and last, representing categorical data or numerical data. Okay, now I want to ask you, do you still remember what is a categorical data? This one? Categorical data. For example, colors of car. What else? Colors of car. Anyone? Flavors of sweet. Gender.
Colors of shirts.
Pardon? Colors of rainbow. Yeah, correct. So do you think this dot plot is suitable to represent a categorical data? Suitable or not? If I write down here, red.
Yes.
This one, blue.
Yes, yes.
This one,
Yes.
green. Actually, it's not suitable. Okay? Which one is more suitable to represent the categorical data is the bar graph.
Bar chart.
Yes, or bar chart or bar graph. The two name over here is the same actually. And also the pie chart is more suitable to represent the categorical data. So this dot plot is actually more to numerical data, like what we have right now here. That's why we use a number line here, right? You remember the steps? You use the number line. So we cannot represent it using the categorical data. Are you clear now? Class? Yes, huh? Okay, let's move on to one more activity. This is simple. I don't want you to finish everything. So what I want you to do is you just need to draw the line with the range of the value. So before that, I think we are out of time already. You just need to let me know which one is the highest value from the data given over here. Let's look at the question here. The data below shows the number of phone calls made in a day by 21 subscribers. Represent the data with a dot plot. Okay, which one has the highest phone calls?
11.
Yes, 11, correct. Which one is the lowest? 3. So 3 number of phone call. So what is the difference in between 11 and 3? How much?
8.
8, right? Correct. So what we do is, I'm going to start drawing the line here. Like just now, you can also start with the plotting. After that, you draw the line also can. So I'm going to start with the lowest value, that is 3. Okay, you can also do like this, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Up to 11 only, right? 11. Okay, fill back the missing part and your arrow. Okay. Now, how many 3 do we have? If you look from here. How many 3?
2.
Okay, 2. So you plot. 1, 2. Okay. How many 11 do we have? 1. Okay, I'm going to make it fast. So we finish. You need to finish plotting everything. Okay, I need to save the timer. So after you finish plotting everything, the third thing that you need to do is what? What is the next thing that you need to do? You need to label the axis, right? Label the axis with what? Anyone? How do we label this? This is to represent the
phone calls.
Number of phone calls. Number of phone calls. And what about the last one? What is the last one that we need to do? The last one is the
Title.
The title, correct. What is the most suitable title for this one?
Number of phone.
Here it is, the number of calls made in a day. So you can just follow exactly the same lah, huh? The number of phone calls in a day. Okay? So we've done our dot plot for this one. But I haven't plot everything yet, so because I want to make it fast. Okay, I realized I forgot something just now. Do you remember what is the question that we forgot? For our dot plot, this part here. I forgot something. This one will represent the data in a dot plot. So the first task, we have done it. What is the second task?
Justify.
Very good. That's the justification. I forgot to explain the justification to you. So what do you think? How to justify this? It's actually almost the same as the line graph over here. You just copy down the wording. Still remember the wording that we write just now? The line graph is suitable for displaying everything over here. You just copy exactly the same and then change the word line graph. So for the justification, the
dot plot.
Very good. Yes, the dot plot is suitable for displaying what? So you go back to the question again, the duration of dental
Duration.
treatment. Yeah,
Provided by
you can follow everything, right? The duration of dental treatment for how long? For how long? For
25 minutes.
17 to 25. This is a range, right? So we are going to use the word the range over here. The dot plot is suitable for displaying the duration of dental treatment that range. You know the meaning of range? Bahasa Melayu dipanggil apa?
Jarak.
Jarak, julat. Okay, julat, range. That range from 17 to 25 minutes. Okay, because this one is about the range. So you can use the word range. If it is the line graph like just now, the earlier one, we don't use the word the range, right? Because it doesn't involve the duration. Duration, it is a range. So this one is patient's body temperature over a period of 10 hours. Okay? Over a period, the total time of 10 hours. Now, are you clear, class?
Yes.
Yes, huh? Now we look at this career in mathematics. This one is in your textbook. A basketball coach uses a dot plot to evaluate the performance of each player under his supervision. What do you think? How can he use the dot plot to evaluate the performance of the player for the basketball coach? What do you think? Imagine if you are a basketball coach, how are you going to use this dot plot?
The number of goals they make.
Very good. The number of the score, the goal that they can make. For example, in 1 minute, how many people can score, the player can score how many goals in 1 minute, right? The higher the score, meaning that the performance of that player is better. So this is one of it. Okay? So there are more than that, not only one of it that you can apply over here. Okay, so these are all what we have learned today. So do you have any other question for the line graph and dot plot?
No.
No. Okay. Now I'm going to retake the attendance one more time before we end up the lesson here. Ahmad, are you here? Dayang Nogis? Jaden is not here. Just now he gave me the reason already. Magdalene? Magdalene, are you here? I know she is here, but she is not responding. Okay. Alia, are you here? Azwin? Azalia?
Yes.
Azalia, yes. One?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, next one, no more. Okay, only a few absentees today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Jaden already told me the reason. Later on, I'm going to ask Dayang Nogis why is she absent. And Ahmad Darwish. Okay, so we stop here. So before we ended the lesson again, can you tell me what did you learn today? Can you tell me what? Dot plot and
line graph.
And line graph. What is the steps to draw the line graph?
Make a vertical line.
Yes, vertical line and also the horizontal line. Okay, the horizontal line, sometimes we call it the x-axis, and the vertical line, we call it what axis? Y-axis, okay? So you have to choose a uniform scale, okay, to represent both of the axes. And then you plot all the points, join it up using a straight line, using the ruler. Last thing, you write down the title. Okay, and make sure when the question asks you to do the justification, you remember to do the justification, especially this part, you see, justify the appropriateness. Okay, so your exercise for today, you jot it down. You have to turn to page 275. I give you 2 questions over there. Okay, you can turn to page 275. This is your homework. Self-practice 12.1b. Yeah? Question number 4 and number 5. You have to construct a line graph and also the dot plot. Okay, so these 2, as usual, you send it to the Telegram. Okay, class?
Okay.
And after you have done it, I already created another topic in the GC. After you have sent this in the Telegram, you go to your GC. Your GC over there is under the topic here. It just streamed out. This one. Self-practice 12.1b. So you go and tick yes if you have done it. And then the due date I set for it is tomorrow. So make sure you do it now while you still have time and try to hand it by today. Okay? Okay, thank you, class. I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Thank you,
welcome.
madam.
Bye.
Okay, madam, be careful, madam.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Welcome. Bye.